I kill me. Do anybody got any questions before we drop down and look at our New York session for today? Do anybody got any questions before we drop down and look at our New York session for today? Nothing? No one? Nothing? No one? Nothing? All right. As you can see, we have some things on the chart. That's our 9:30 open. That was our pre-market sell side, pre-market buy side. Right? And then we have a few PD arrays marked out there on the 15-minute time frame. Right? And then these are our octants that's in between there. And y'all remember we broke this, that we fractalized this. So this is the 0.75 to the 875, and then the 875 up to the 1. So if we look here, we got some fractalizations here. So if you look there, it says fib for 0.75 to 875. And what that is if I turn that on, right, if you look right in this area here, what that does, that gives us some more magical lines that we can identify and look at and make our trading decisions, right? Because look at this right here. I just want you to see something really, really quick, right? Y'all know y'all hear me talked about like fractalizing this stuff, and you know what I'm saying, just putting it, y'all heard me say, we made this the other day when we put the lines in between these different little octants and stuff like that, the 0.75 to the 875. Y'all see right here, when this wick at 9:30 came down here, and it seemed to have stopped relatively nowhere, right? When you look over there, let's get a little line, and we're going to click here, and we're going to stretch this over, right? We're just going to stretch it, just come all the way through there like that, right? So when we look over there, right, can you see something definitive that it traded into, right? Just something definitive, okay? I can see some stuff, right? I can see some stuff, right? And then I'm going to show you how to strengthen it, right? So the first thing I see, Deborah, what's the first thing you see? What's the first thing you see, Deborah? I stretched the line long enough so you will be able to see. What's the first thing that catch your eye? I stretched it far enough so it should be popping out in your mind right now. Deborah, don't be playing like your phone can't unmute. So tired of Deborah. Y'all give it up for Kim. Kim said that first SIBI. Y'all give it up for Kim. Kim said the first SIBI. Very good, Kim, right? So we're going to look at this first SIBI, right, on this 15-minute time frame. Right, so we come here, include that volume imbalance there. That's our first SIBI right there, all right? Stretch this over, and then I'm going to make it not extend, okay? First SIBI. Shout out Tish. Tish said that wick. Very good, Tish, because we know that the wicks, right, take precedence. The wicks are more of the priority when we're looking at the imbalances. If there's a long wick, right, and a imbalance, right, we got an imbalance right here. Is there a gap up there? Let's see if there's a gap up there. This closes at 38 and 3/4. That opens at 30. No gap up there, right? So there's a small imbalance inside there, but there's a long wick, right? The wicks take priority. So we're going to go in here and we're going to grade this wick. We're going to put this wick in the 4th grade. Okay. That's a wick. All right. Now, if we stretch this out, right? This right here, remember what we said about those first. If we look at this little area of tight range movement right here, we can kind of look at this as a consolidation. Even though price moved up and moved down, right? We can kind of look at this as a consolidation, right? Inside this entire little piece of consolidation right here, this is the first SIBI that was created in this entire area of consolidation. It's also the first SIBI that was created and this moved down, taking out this little sell side liquidity over there. So it's a double first. All right, we're going to call that a double first. Okay, so we have this first SIBI right there, right? We have this wick right here. And if we look, we can see that the upper quadrant of that wick is right there. Okay, this first SIBI is right there. But wait, remember, we were talking about the space in between this 0.75 and this 0.875 right there, right? If we expand this up, right, I'm gonna shrink it down real quick, move it out the way so you can see when I turn that on. See how those lines popping in there? Right? Now, we're gonna come over here. All right, I'm gonna not extend this so that this doesn't confuse us. I need that to be on 266. Right? So 266. And then don't extend. Don't extend. All right. Right. That's our wick. Now, blow this up so you can see it big. Oh, y'all can't be seeing them wicks sometimes. So let me map out the wick. There's the wick. Okay. This is the, I don't need that line. That line is where it ran to. Okay. Now, make it big. And then watch this right here. Right? Oh, wait a minute. What? Wait a minute. Did y'all see? What? Look in this area right here. Remember how everything is converging right here? Look right here. And tell me what you see appear right in this area right here. Watch this right here. Watch it. Oh, is that a bus stop? Is that a bus stop? Is that a lower quadrant? Let me blow this. Let me make these numbers big. Because we talked about, right? We talked about putting those octants in between these two levels, right? This 8.75 and this 7.5. Wait, let's do it like this right here. So we're going to make the bigger one big. Right, so we're going to make the bigger one big, and then we're going to make the smaller one a little bit smaller. Right, so we talked about running a fib tool in between this 0.75 and this 0.85. Right, when price, remember now, this is today's price action. Right, and we talked about doing that back over here sometime. So when we put this here, price actually was looking something like this. There was nothing there, right? Right or wrong? Anybody in the chat disagree with it? If you agree with me that we talked about putting that fib tool in between those octants, because we said we can put it in between the bigger octants, then we can put it into the smaller octants, and we can put it in the smaller octants, and we can utilize all that to help us talk. If you remember us talking about that, put a 1 in the chat, or just say yes inside the Zoom if you're in the Zoom, right? So I'm going to take a sip of water while I look to see if anybody puts a 1 in the chat. Thank you. Thank you for the 1 in the chat, right? Thank you for the one in the chat. So now when I turn on current price action from today and I zoom in, what did I just hit? And I zoom in on price action right there, and I see that this first SIBI in this move right here, this 2 a.m. SIBI, what time is that? That's during the London kill zone, was created on a 0.25, the lower quadrant of this range in between those two octants, right? This is fractal inside of fractal inside of fractal, right? But it created a 15-minute SIBI during the London kill zone right on an octant, right? It created a wick, a lower wick of this propulsion block right on that quadrant. I mean, this was on a quadrant. This was on a quadrant. It's part of an octant when you break it down to octants, but it's the lower quadrant, the lower quarter, right? And then at 9:30 in the morning today, price opened up, took off to the downside, taking out the pre-market low, traded down into that first fair value gap that's in line with an octant, a level that we are anticipating to act as support because it's a PD array that's created at a bus stop in a discount, and it has confluence with a propulsion block and this wick, and price, boom, takes back off to the upside because of this magical little area right there in price.
Let him cook! I said let him cook!
I ain't got to say no more. Y'all see what happened for the rest of the day. I'm asleep. Price just continued to go up and up and up and up and up. Just kept going up. Tim, you're not going to talk about the other boxes that you drew out? I guess I can talk about them. I'll talk about this one. We have a 15-minute BISI right there. What do you notice about that BISI? What do you notice about that BISI right there? What do you notice about this SIBI right here? That SIBI, the first. That BISI, the first. After we hit that first, we came back up, right? Created that first. Traded up into this one here, right? Giving it a chance to be used as a SIBI. It did not do that. We traded up, closed past consequent encroachment, daily dated around, closed above it, right? So we haven't used it as first use. We haven't used it as an inversion. We come back down, touch into that first, use it as a first use. Let me make the wick so y'all can see it. Trade it down into that first right there. Used it based off its first use, right? Rallied up, right? Close back above, right? Close back above this inversion, right? Created an inversion again, right? What do we notice right here? What do we notice right here? We see that we have, where's my line? Right there. We have a long wick there, right? We got a long wick there, right? And we got a wick here, right? So, little gem. There's a couple things you can look at here, right? Since you have a long wick here, right, you can grade this wick, right? You can grade this wick, and you can use this wick to say, hey, are we respecting these octants or these quadrants, right? But what you can also do is, right, you can get the consequent encroachment of that wick. You can come over here and you can get the consequent encroachment of that wick. And those two consequent encroachments that gives you an implied fair value gap right there in that area. And as you see, price trades back down into the implied fair value gap, right? Did not make it to the inversion, but it traded down into, yes, that's another PD array that Michael teaches, into the implied fair value gap right there. There's your wick. Traded into the implied fair value gap there, right? Came down. And if you want to grade your implied fair value gap, right, come from consequent encroachment to consequent encroachment, right? That would be 28,593 and 3/4 over to 28,587 and a half, right? And then you can put that into the 4th grade if you want to, quadrants. You can put it into the 8th grade if you want to, octants, right? Right, whichever one you want to do. It's a bunch of lines, so we'll just go with quadrants so we can see it clearly. Right, we can see here that price dropped down into the implied fair value gap just below the lower quadrant, right? Failed to get to that next octant right there, showing strength, right? Showing strength. It failed to get to that octant, and then price continued to go up for the remainder of the session. Up, 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 and away for the remainder of the session.
Let him cook! I said let him cook!
Y'all do me a favor. Hit a like for the algorithm and subscribe to the channel if you ain't subscribed.